Halftime in the retard bowl. Alabama and Auburn, the cousin bowl. Bama up 21-3. Could be worse, or Auburn could have. It could be closer. Auburn can't get out of its own way. Bo Nix throws an interception there at the end of the first half when they could have kicked another field goal. But I mean, Auburn's got no chance in this game. I don't think there's anybody that doubts that. Is there? No, there's not. Will Alabama cover? That's the only question. I don't know. Nick Saban, get well soon, I guess. Is he still crying? Can't have communication with the team or whatever it is? He thinks the rules don't apply to him. But of course they do. Look at this. Well, she just threw up. I don't know if y'all saw that. Yeah, she done had enough. She done had enough. Lady out here throwing up all over the damn street. It's not even, what time is it? 5 o'clock? Jesus. That's pitiful. Got to do better. Texas and Oregon, we done waved the white flag too. Forget they even have a team. Oregon, I'm done with Oregon. Put Oregon in the Michigan category. I'm done hyping up Oregon. They come out, they barely win their first 2 or 3 games against terrible teams. I fell for it again, picked them against Oregon State. Not only did I pick them to win, I picked them to cover. And they come out and lay a giant friggin' egg in the Civil War game, or whatever the hell it's called, Oregon against Oregon State. Their season is over. I mean, Texas, they lose again yesterday, eliminating themselves from the Big 12 title game. The Big 12 is a mess. The Big 12 is a mess. Alonzo, you in there? Alonzo, come outside. I know you're in there. Come outside, Alonzo. Come outside, Alonzo. Meet me at Walgreens. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to make of that. No, they don't have any PS5s or Xboxes. I do, though. Yeah, so Texas and Oregon. I'm done with the Oregon thing. I mean, I haven't been on the Texas train, well, ever. But I'm not getting back on the Oregon train. They got to they got to do something now before I get on. I don't know, what is the deal with all these boats? I don't know. I'm sure it means something really important, but I don't know what. But I'm done with all that. Forget Oregon. Forget they exist. The Pac-12 is terrible. Everybody was right. The Pac-12 is not even a Power 5 conference. Southern Cal's the last hope, and they're average at best. So forget about Southern Cal. Did y'all watch game day today? Ohio State season may be over too. They might not play any more games, they said, Ohio State. No more games for Ohio State, they said. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, and 5 games ain't enough. 5 games ain't going to get them in the playoffs. It just ain't. Another boat. I don't know what the deal is with these boats. I don't know. But anyway. These people walking outside with masks, I don't get it. And I'm no idiot when it comes to coronavirus, but I just don't understand walking outside with a mask on. But I guess it's better safe than sorry. Another pointless boat here. So yeah, Ohio State, I don't know what they're gonna do. And the thing is, I don't know. Is Ohio State one of the best 4 teams? Probably. Well, like they said on game day, 4 or 5 games. Come on, that's not enough. That's just not enough. Alabama will win this game. Who else is on? Purdue, and who's Purdue playing? Purdue's playing somebody. Who the hell is Purdue playing? I forget. How's Rondale Moore doing? I don't know. I ain't got no idea. I ain't got no interest in it. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some chicken wings at Roosters. How's that sound? Y'all come on down to Roosters, eat some chicken wings with me. Anyway, this is your halftime report. Alabama's up 21-3. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Barner, sorry. You're not that good. You just aren't. You're not nearly as good as your record indicates. We all know you have 2 additional losses that don't show on your record. So I kind of hope you get your doo-doo pushed in against Alabama, just because you deserve it, honestly, with a couple of wins that were gifted to you by the referees earlier this season. So I hope Alabama just destroys you. The Taters are blowing somebody out. Oh, shout out to Penn State for finally getting a win, though. Penn State finally off the schneid. Yeah, Penn State with an amazing win today over Michigan. Whee! Oh, sorry, I missed the super chat here. Hugh Powell, thank you for the super chat, sir. He said, this man, Uncle Lou, knows what he's talking about. As a Texas fan, I wish I couldn't disagree with his assessment, but he's right about us. Well, I mean, I know, listen, the really, really good teams, the teams that are still making the playoffs or have a chance to make the playoffs, they don't want to hear this. But this is just this is a scrimmage year anyway. I mean, just be real. Now, whoever wins the national title, there's, of course, it's a national title. It's a real national title. It's not a fake title. It's a real title. But as far as Texas and some of these, Oregon even, some of these teams that are disappointing this year, who really cares? Now, in the case of Texas, this isn't the first year, so I don't know. People still think Urban Meyer's going there. I don't think Texas is firing Tom Herman. I'm sorry, I don't. Not this year anyway. He'll be around. Who else might get fired? Now, this is a legitimate question. There's a lot of people who deserve to get fired that aren't going to get fired because of coronavirus year. But who might actually get fired? Who's left? Now, Will Muschamp has been fired. Who else might legitimately get fired this year? It's not that many people. I don't think Gus Malzahn is getting fired. I don't think Jeremy Pruitt is getting fired. I can't think of anybody else in the SEC who is even close to getting fired. I don't think James Franklin's getting fired, Zach. I mean, it's an epically bad year for Penn State, no doubt about it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but I don't think James Franklin's getting fired either. Now, this is the first bad year he's had. Now, it's not, he's only won the Big Ten once or whatever, but this is the first really bad year he's had. I don't think James Franklin's getting fired. Mike Leach is not getting fired. Stop it. He just got there this year. Mike Leach's not getting fired. What's the matter with you? Chip Kelly's not getting fired. He almost beat Oregon last weekend. Chip Kelly's not getting fired. Hugh Freeze to Tennessee. Yeah, okay. Right. You're not even done paying Butch Jones yet, and you're already talking about the coach after Butch Jones's replacement. Just stop. The coach for Tennessee next year is going to be Jeremy Pruitt. Now, Harbaugh's a possibility. Maybe Jim Harbaugh. Nick Saban. Oh, okay. Now the trolls are coming out now. Okay. I don't know. I think to get fired this year, I don't think anybody's getting fired this year just because of this year. So that eliminates people like James Franklin. So I don't think that's going to happen. But Jim Harbaugh's been bad several years. Underperformed pretty much every year at Michigan. So I think he's a possibility. Les Miles is not getting fired from Kansas. I mean, I know he's terrible there, but so would everyone. No one can win there. So, no, Jeremy Pruitt's not getting fired. No, I don't think Vanderbilt will ever fire anybody. Justin Fuente from Virginia Tech, I don't think he's getting fired either. Georgia Tech head coach? No, come on, stop it. It's only his second year. He inherited a triple option roster, sir. I know they're terrible this year, but man, it's going to take more than 2 seasons to flip that roster over at Georgia Tech. Zero chance Jeff Collins gets fired. Plus, Georgia Tech just had their best recruiting class in school history last year. They're not firing Jeff Collins. Northwestern losing to Michigan State. Yep, I saw that too. Stetson Bennett getting fired. No, Dabo Swinney's not getting fired. Todd Grantham's a possibility. We're going to have to see, of course, how the SEC championship game goes. It's possible Dan Mullen goes a different direction defensively there. Yeah, I saw Mullen yelling at Grantham today. Dan Mullen's just a clown, period. Period. It looks like he's going to get him a division championship finally this year after 12 years, but Dan Mullen is a clown. He's never going to win anything more than that. Hugh says, I want Herman gone so bad. You know, the thing about Tom Herman, and I'm going to admit, I'm not a Tom Herman expert, but I have heard from a lot of people that are, both from his days back under, who was it? I guess Urban Meyer, so some Ohio State fans, and I've heard from a lot of Texas fans, that he doesn't have the greatest personality. So it's not like, if it gets to a point where they're considering firing Tom Herman, there's not likely to be a bunch of boosters or administrators standing up for Tom Herman. The story I get is that not very many people like him. Now, it's okay to be not likable. Nick Saban's not likable. Yeah, so you don't have to be a nice guy. You don't have to be likable. You don't have to have a great personality. Kirby Smart doesn't have a great personality. But you better be winning some games, because when it comes time for somebody to stand up and fight for your job, if you're an asshole like me, not very many people are going to do that. So that's the story I hear about Tom Herman. So I don't know, and it clearly hasn't worked out for him at Texas. I guess he's elevated him a little bit over where, what's his name had him? Charlie Strong, I guess it was. But not much. I mean, they've yet to win the Big 12. Did they only make the title game once under Herman? Or have they made it twice? It's either once or twice. Who's better, Lincoln Riley or Dan Mullen? Lincoln Riley, how can you compare the two? Lincoln Riley's got multiple conference championships and, 3 straight playoff appearances. He's made the playoffs every year he's been a coach. This will be the first year he doesn't. Dan Mullen's been a Power 5 coach for a dozen years, and he's just about to win his first division title. And that's where the train is stopping. He's not winning. He's not beating out. Listen, Lou just hates Florida. Yeah, right. And I must love Alabama. Alabama's the best team. Alabama's winning the title, period. There's not another team capable right now of beating Alabama, including Florida. They're not. Florida can't run the ball. Even today, well, really the last 2 weeks, they were very inconsistent on offense. The first half today, they didn't play well. You can't, they don't have what it takes to beat Alabama. They don't. I defended Florida for the last couple of weeks when everybody, Florida's got no chance. And I'm still not saying they have no chance. But every week that goes by, I'm more and more convinced that Alabama's winning the national title, and that's going to include a win over Florida in the SEC title game. I don't see anybody in college football right now that can compete with what Alabama's doing. I'm sorry, I don't. What's up, Rashad? Do I think USC offensive coordinator could go to Texas? Mike Bobo to Texas? No, not as head coach. No way. No way. Mike Bobo's only been a head coach at one school. That was Colorado State, and he was terrible there. Terrible. So no, under no circumstances do I see Texas hiring Mike Bobo. Zero chance. That would be a terrible hire. And I'm a Mike Bobo fan. I like Mike Bobo. I think he's a good offensive mind. Mike Bobo is similar to Will Muschamp. I think they're good coaches, like position coaches, offensive, defensive coach. Muschamp, good defensive mind. I think Bobo's a good offensive mind. I don't think either one are head coach material. Yeah, Notre Dame looked good. That game was close, especially in the first half. Notre Dame and North Carolina. I watched quite a bit of that game yesterday. That was a good game through 2.5, 3 quarters, but Notre Dame was too much for them in the end. Melon Matt, thank you for the super chat, sir. He says, I heard from these announcers that Ian Book is a champion and he's like Johnny Football and they have what it takes to beat Bama. Yeah, that's not true. It's not true at all. You want to know what? I hate to say this. You know what Notre Dame reminds me of? Notre Dame reminds me of Georgia with a slightly better version of Jake Fromm. That's what Alabama reminds me. Notre Dame reminds me of. I do think Notre Dame's a good team, but I don't think they have what it takes to win a national title this year. All right, second half's kicking off. I'm going to go in and get me some chicken wings. I don't know what's going to happen for the Georgia game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live stream yet during the game or not. I don't know. I'm going to eat some wings here, head back to the hotel, and see what I can get set up to maybe try to stream the game and be able to watch it. If not, I'll just do the halftime and post-game videos. But you guys enjoy the rest of today's football games, and I'll see you during the Georgia game. Have a good morning.